Hola amigos, ¿bien o no? Y para celebrar el fin del 2025, quiero compartir con ustedes 30 frases muy útiles que espero ayudar a ustedes a mejorar su fluidez en su vida profesional. Entonces, empecemos. Well, to celebrate the end of 2025 and as we go into 2026, today I'm going to share with you 30 really very useful key phrases you can use, hopefully, in your professional life. They're in a couple of different subcategories. All you really need to do, listen and repeat. And hopefully within these, you'll find a couple of really useful phrases that you can use in your work environment. So this first group helps you with clarifying and buying time when you're in one of these discussions. Let me make sure I understand you correctly. Let me make sure I understand you correctly. Just to clarify, what you're asking is, if I'm following you correctly, can you walk me through that again? Let me take a moment to think about that. Okay, the second segment deals more with, let's say, polite disagreement or offering caution because you're not sure about the idea you've been offered. I see your point, but I'm not entirely convinced. I'm afraid I can't agree with you on that approach. That might be risky in the long term. I'd be cautious about moving too quickly on this. I'm not sure that gives us the result we want. And this next group of phrases helps us to steer the conversation. Have you considered an alternative? What if we looked at it from another angle? Perhaps we're focusing on the wrong issue. Let's take a step back for a moment. How can we move forward on this? Okay, and this next group allows us to maintain a professional calm even under pressure. I understand your concern. I appreciate you raising that. Let's focus on what we can control. I'd like to help resolve this. I'd like to help resolve this. We're working toward a solution. We're working toward a solution. And this next group deals with taking decisions or suggesting next steps in a process. At this stage, I'd recommend the key issue we need to address is, from a practical point of view, let's agree on the next steps. We will need to revisit this later. And this final group is to assist us to sound clear and credible, particularly if we're debating the decision that's being made. That's not an ideal outcome. This needs careful consideration. There's a trade-off here. We need to be realistic. This is ultimately a strategic decision. So there we go. 30 phrases that I hope you'll find useful, at least in part, for some part of your professional life going forward. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to look more specifically at these type of situations, so call handling, negotiations, dealing with conflict, different skills in presentations. Hopefully you'll find these things useful going forwards into 2026. But for now, allow me to wish you a very happy new year. Also, cheerio.